Ever since the early days, it was common for K-pop idols to disappear from the public eye, usually after they have faced a big scandal. But there are also some lesser-known idols and groups who have to give up on their dreams because they couldn't make it big and had to return to their normal lives. Probably the most extreme case of this was that of soloist ORI, who disappeared after being dubbed as one of the worst singers of her time. She had a disastrous performance in 2008, which still gets called the worst debut stage, and she hadn't been seen since. Well, until now. In a shocking twist of things, not only did ORI come back very recently, but she also did an interview in which she explained everything. Where she had been for all those years, and how she felt when her debut had gone wrong. But most importantly, she talked about the reason why she went into hiding in the first place. Born in Japan as Tanaka Sori, she moved to Korea and pursued her dream of becoming an idol at an early age. ORI joined a small unknown company called Chang's Entertainment at a young age, being their only artist. She was rigorously trained for a year by producer and composer Jung Chang-hyun. According to the company, ORI's strength as an artist was that she was unapologetically herself, even if some people thought that she was a bit rough around the edges. ORI herself credited Jung Chang-hyun for making her fall in love with singing again, but at the time of her debut, she dealt with insecurities about her body weight and image. She finally made her debut at just 14 years old under the stage name ORI. She released her debut mini-album ORI in 2008, which contained 3 tracks, My Love, It's Snowing, and the instrumental version of the latter. ORI's company, which was basically unknown in the industry, somehow managed to get her a slot at KBS's Music Bank to perform the title track of her debut mini-album. ORI could finally show her dedication she had put into debuting, and if things went well, she could get a fandom that would support her for the years to come. Little did everyone know that this would be the first and the last time that ORI would appear on stage. No matter how prepared she had been for this moment, everything went horrible when she went on stage. She was very cute and gave off this youthful charm that in other circumstances would have won the hearts of the public, but the performance itself wasn't great. Her voice was shaky and unstable when she sang, her dancing was awkward, and she looked like she wanted to be anywhere but on stage. If people were normal about anything, this wouldn't have been that big of a deal. ORI was 14 years old after all, and it was her first time going on stage without having any experience prior to that. Maybe the performance was bad because she got nervous or couldn't hear herself well due to problems with the audio. Maybe she realized that she couldn't handle being on stage when she was already in front of a crowd. The possibilities are endless, but the situation wasn't deserving of all the hate she got. She had plenty of time to work and improve since she was 14 and seemed very dedicated to her craft. Almost all K-pop idols mess up on stage at some point in their career, but they always try to improve next time. They're just regular people after all, and it's okay for them to mess up. So why did people make a big deal about a 14-year-old making mistakes on her first performance? We aren't exaggerating when we say that once the performance was uploaded and aired, netizens' comments on online spaces were beyond cruel. One of them said, "Her voice cracked, barely on tune. It was difficult to watch it all." There were comments about her appearance, her weight, her voice, and whatever netizens could find to pick on. She was also compared to IU, who debuted at the same time, and well, comparisons have never proven to be good for anyone's well-being. Her debut stage led a lot of people to wonder how ORI even got to debut in the first place, since they considered her talentless. There were rumors that she was the daughter of a rich man or the daughter of someone very important who had used connections to fulfill ORI's dreams of becoming an idol. A few even poked fun at her stage name, saying that the company had decided to promote her as ORI because she was an ugly duckling, which when said in Korean has the word ORI in it. They went as far as to say that the company had no problems debuting a quote-unquote ugly girl because they were doing an ugly duckling to beautiful swan concept, so she would probably get plastic surgery later on. We told you that these comments were unnecessarily cruel, and these are just a few of the points people made at the time. To think that this was being said about an actual child is simply horrifying, and we can't even imagine how ORI must have been feeling after reading all the things people were saying about her. As we mentioned, this was ORI's first and last stage, as nobody saw her after that. She never promoted the song again, never had a comeback, and the company never talked about her. They tried to erase every possible trace of her from the internet, acting like ORI has never debuted. Unfortunately, the negative comments against her didn't stop. Her performance at Music Bank was called the worst debut stage in history, and other idols were dragged into the issue as well. A year after ORI's debut, netizens started to speculate that she had done plastic surgery, joined Dream Tea Entertainment, and debuted with Girls' Day under the name Mina. Although it sounds crazy, this was literally a theory that was floating around at the time, and people thought it might be true. Believe it or not, Dream Tea Entertainment had to come out with a statement and clarify that no, Ori and Mina weren't the same person. Wonder Girl's Sohee was also involved as netizens started drawing comparisons between her skills and Ori's. It wasn't enough that they were hating on a teenager, but they were also using her to hate on another rookie idol. Ori remained hidden for a long time, and after some years, the YouTube channel Midnight Theories managed to bring light to some new information about her. They dug up an old interview with a trainee from Chang's Entertainment's sister company. The trainee set the record straight, denying rumors that Ori was some rich businessman's daughter or the daughter of a broadcasting president. She also insisted that her singing wasn't as bad as it seemed on Music Bank, which only proved to us that the mishaps on her performance happened simply due to her being nervous. However, it was alleged the mean comments hit Ori so hard that she not only left her agency but ditched the entertainment scene altogether. It was also found out that Ori was living in Japan, allegedly trying to become a composer. Now, 16 years later, Ori herself has come out to talk about her experience and set the record straight. She did an interview with Sports Chosun where she revealed that once she decided to retire from being an idol, she had to take on different jobs to make an income. She even worked at an animal hospital at some point, as well as an IT company, so you know that she was trying everything. Since her stage had gone viral though, she couldn't exactly escape her past as an idol, so she often got recognized on the street by complete strangers even though she was doing her best to hide her identity. She had been suffering from depression at the time, and her self-esteem was seriously damaged from all the hate she'd gotten. Ori also spoke about the many rumors about her upbringing and the status of her family, and said that she found them upsetting and ridiculous. Not only was she not wealthy, but her father, who was rumored to be this important executive or CEO who had allegedly pulled all sorts of strings to get his daughter to debut, had passed away when Ori was only 5, so he did not even witness her debut. As for the infamous debut stage, Ori revealed that the producer of Music Bank took her aside after the performance. Although he seemed angry and the situation in the room was tense, he didn't lash out at her. According to her, he had probably planned to scold her but only told her to leave so he could spare her feelings. Her mother had also had a conversation with the CEO after the debut stage where the company told her that they were canceling all her scheduled appearances and that was basically the end of her career. Among all things that she shared in the interview, she also took the time to praise IU, who she shared the same waiting room with. Ori said that she admired her talent and thought that she was an amazing singer. At the end of the interview, Ori apologized, although we believe she's the one who deserves an apology from the public. She admitted she understood the criticism, regretted her flaws, and asked people to see her in a more positive light now. It's sad to see just how much Ori suffered because of one performance, which is why she shouldn't have apologized in the first place. Even if her singing had swept everyone off their feet and she had become famous, people would still find things to criticize and hate on her for. This is best seen when reading the recent comments on her performance after a netizen made a post about it. These comments said, "I remember her singing was so bad, worse than any school talent show, and she didn't answer the most important question, which is how she got a debut stage at all with those skills. It's honestly devastating that Ori can talk about how the performance and the comments affected her and people still criticize it and even talk about her family. It seems like these netizens have no respect for anyone's life and hard work. We wish Ori all the best and hope that she doesn't let these comments affect her."